I've got this lovely Druzy sheet that I got from Molds and Shapes. So I thought I'd have a go at doing something freeform today. And I've got underneath here, just, I won't pull it back all the way because otherwise I'll lose where I've put it. So I've just got this mould underneath, just so as it's got an edge, so I don't lose resin here, there and everywhere. And I've seen lots of people making freeform like bowls and putting it into bowls and making it into a dish. But I thought I'd try and do something a bit different. So my plan in my head is to make it look like an ice cream cone and make it into a vase. So I've mixed up some resin and I'm going to add to that some of the alcohol ink from Ranger in Denim. So I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'll put 4 drops of that into there and then get that mixed in. So it will just be like a subtle colour, nothing too heavy. And I'm not worried about bubbles in here, so I've not put it through my vacuum chamber, anything like that. It is going to be fairly thin. And I think with that Druzy edge, you're not going to see any bubbles in anyway, so I'm sure it'll be fine. So I think that's mixed up enough. I think that'll be fine. So I'm just going to pour this straight onto this Druzy sheet. I think I'll just work my way round in a circle and see how far 200 mils goes. I think that's how much I mixed up, I'm sure it is. So hopefully that will take it to the edge. It's looking hopeful. Obviously I don't want it too thick because I still need to have it so it's pliable. Right, I think I've probably mixed up too much. Let's just put a slightly bit more in there. I think that would do actually. So I've still got 40 ml in there. So I'll find something for that and then I'll be back once this is to the stage where we can mould it into a different shape. With the leftover resin that I had, I just did like 4 puddles of resin around the outsides, and I've been checking this and this one's all right to come out, but these 4 are still really tacky around the outside. So I'm going to peel this one off carefully. Lovely. Still bendable. So I'm just going to pop that to one side for a minute and I'm going to move this out the way and then I'll come back. So with this piece I want to make it into a cone shape, so I'm just going to squeeze that at the bottom and then roll that round so it's like that. So I've left that a bit too long actually. It's not, I thought it would still stick to itself, but it's not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of the bonding UV, and this is the one from Let's Resin, and I'm going to put a line of that down on that edge and then squish that over, hold it into place and then cure it. So this bonding UV only takes about 10 seconds to cure, so I'm hoping that that sticks it quicker. So I'm just going to put a bit more down there and then squeeze that and cure it. So I'm just going to do this all the way down that edge, and then I'll come back to you once this is ready for the next bit. This is all sealed all the way down that edge now, so that's how it's looking at the moment. So it's lovely and smooth on the inside, but then you've got that beautiful druzy on the outside. But as you can probably tell, that's not going to stand up to make a vase. So my thought is that I've got this mould that makes a jar. So if I make up this as just this bottom bit and then set that into there once it's cured, well, demolded, and then, well, I'll show you what I mean as I go along. So I'm going to mix up some more resin and I'll be back when I'm ready to pour. I've got my resin all mixed up, and I'm going to add to that some of the Super Sparkle White from Tracy at Mini Scenes GB. So a nice little helping of that in there. And then I'm also going to use the same alcohol ink that I used for this top bit, and I used 4 drops before, so this is going to be thicker, so I think I'm only going to add 2 drops. So I'm just going to get this mixed in, and then we can pour this into the mould. Not too worried about bubbles because of that Super Sparkle being in there. That will detract from any bubbles that could be in there. So I think that's nicely mixed in now. So let's just give our little pot a little bit of a squirt with some 99% alcohol. That will help alleviate any bubbles, and then we're just going to pour this straight in. So hopefully I've made enough. I've not used this mould before, so I'm not sure how much it takes. Are we going to be okay? Oh, hopefully. Very nearly. Oh, I think I need to mix up just a fraction more. Oh well, I'll do that off camera because you don't need to see me mixing up and just pour in another bit in there. So I'm just going to get that topped up, and then I'll see you back for demold. This is all ready to be demolded now, and with the extra bit that I had to top this up with, I did do a little heart, but that's still a bit squishy at the moment on the sides, so I'll demold that a bit later. So let's pop this one out and see how it's looking. Just roll that up. I think it's still a little bit squishy, but I'm sure it'll be okay. Get that up there. There we go. Squeeze the middle, give it a twist. Don't forget to pop your moulds back in the right way. So I'll just quickly do that now. Right, so, oh, pretty. That looks nice. So the plan is for that to stick in to there. So I need to make up some more resin now. So I'm going to pour some resin in there and then set that into place. So I'm just going to mix up some resin and then I'll be back. Before I mix up some more resin, I've just taken these off of the Druzy sheets, the 4 that I had around the outsides. And I thought while these were still pliable and soft, I thought it might be nice to add one of those to the base bit. So let's have a think which one. Quite like the shape of that one. So I thought if I bend it round the bottom of here now, then it will stay to that sort of shape. So just going to pop that round there. What do you think? Quite nice. It would go with the top bit then, won't it? Maybe like that at an angle. Oh yeah, like that maybe. So that follows on from there. Yes, okay. So I think I'll attach this now using the UV bonding UV. So I'm just going to add some of that, and because it's clear it will just cure right through it. So let's just, and it is starting to stick because this is still tacky. So I'm just going to place some of the bonding UV around those edges there. Maybe some in the middle as well. And then squish that down. And then I am being very careful with my fingers not to touch the UV. And then, oops, wrong way. And then cure that onto that base bit. So I'm just going to do this all the way round and get that stuck on. Right, so let's peel off. Oh, see, this is already sticking there already. Right. Let's see if I can get some under these bits here. So a bit there. And then squish that on. And then cure that. So while I'm just doing this, I just mentioned that this video is part of the Saturday Express train that was organised by myself and Susie from Serendipity Resin Creations, Tina from Pour Resin with Love, and Amy from Resonating Art by Amy. And we do just an everyday normal video that we all tag along with on a Saturday, and then once a month we do a themed Saturday. So the next one coming up is the Wizard of Oz, and that's on Saturday the 13th of September. So looking forward to that one, and we have lots of lovely people joining us now, so it's really lovely. Right, I just need to put a little bit more down on that bit there, and then cure that. I'm just going to push it down with my nail and then give that a cure. There we go. That's that done. Right, so like that. Looks pretty. Right, so I'm just going to mix up some epoxy and then we can set that into there. I've mixed up about 100 ml of resin, and I'm going to add to that some of the Super Sparkle White from Tracy at Mini Scenes GB. So I'm just going to pop some of that into there. There we go. And then this is the 80 mesh. And then give that a mix in. And while I'm mixing this in, there's a special little young lady that watches my videos, and her name's Angel. So I'd like to say a big hello to Angel. Hello, sweetheart, and thank you ever so much for watching my videos. So that's all mixed in now. Where do we need to line it up to? About there, I think. So I'm just going to pour that resin into the bottom there. I think I'll take it to about there, and then set that in to the bottom of that resin, and then that should hold that in place. Let's just have a look from the front, Make sure I've got it in the right angle. Right there, I think. Okay, so you can't see that from the front, but we're just going to let this cure up now, and then I'll see you back when it's cured. This is all cured now, and that's the little heart that I poured earlier. And with the leftover resin from what I poured in to set the cone in, I made a little, and very little, tiny little vase. Yeah, gotta admit, when I ordered this mould off of Timo, I did expect it to be slightly larger, but hey ho. Right, so that's how it's looking at the moment. So I thought I'd like to add some stones. These are just like little plasticky crystal stone things, and I thought I'd add those around the rim there. And I'm just going to, oops, that one's gone. I'm just going to set those on using the Green Stuff World instant glue. So I'm just going to pop some of that round the rim there, and then place the stones on. No set pattern, just random. So pop those on there. I think I'll give it a little squirt of some freeze spray as I go, and that will set that glue quicker. So while I'm doing this all the way around, I'd just like to say a massive thank you to all my subscribers, and I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. And I have actually recently hit the 5k mark, so I'm totally overwhelmed with that. I'm just so happy that, you know, you like my videos and you comment and all that good stuff. It really does mean the absolute world to me. And look out for a video next week, because there should be a giveaway coming, and it will be open to everyone. So keep an eye out for that. Right, so I'm just gonna follow on round with these. Last little bit here. A few more to add. Pop a few more onto that. And then use that freeze spray. Oops. Oh no, that one has stuck. Right, a last little bit. And then a couple in there. One there. One there. Can I squeeze another one on? Yeah, I should be able to. Squeeze another one in there. And another little squirt. Right, so that's that bit done. So that's how that's looking. Just finishes off that top bit a bit. And I think I want to highlight some of this detail around here where you can see it's like a cone shape. So I'm going to use the Let's Resin chrome marker in silver. And I'm just going to go round on that edge there and follow that through, and then around that rim as well. And then I'm going to do the same around this bit here. So I'll just pop you on a quick fast forward while I do this. That's highlighted that nicely. I'm not sure if you can see it as well on camera as what it shows up. Yeah, maybe you can. Right, and to finish it off, I've got this sticky back cork. So I'm just going to place that, if I can get the backing off. Come on, off you come. There we go. So I'm just going to place that on the bottom there. And then that will protect any surface that it goes on. So there's my vase all finished. So I think I'll just finish that off by popping some flowers in there. So that's how it's looking with some flowers in. It looks a bit like an award, doesn't it? So thank you ever so much for watching my videos today, and stay tuned for the pictures at the end, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.